Maybe. And this is one of the better bets you can make with a fork. Cruciferous vegetables do not come with a guarantee, but they sit near the top of the short list of foods with real, repeatable evidence behind them for lowering cancer risk. So let me give you the honest, full picture, the strength of it and the limits of it, and then a few kitchen tricks that actually change what you get out of them. First, the cast of characters. When we say cruciferous, we mean broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kale, and bok choy, that whole family. What makes them special is a group of compounds called glucosinolates. When you chew or chop these vegetables, an enzyme in the plant converts one of those glucosinolates, glucoraphanin, into a compound called sulforaphane. There is also another pathway that produces something called indole-3 carbonyl. These are the molecules researchers get excited about because inside your cells they seem to do interesting work. Sulforaphane switches on your body's own detoxification enzymes, the ones that help clear out harmful compounds before they can do damage. It also appears to nudge certain protective genes back into action. That is the mechanism, and it is genuinely promising. Now, what does the evidence actually show? This is where I want you to hear me carefully, because the strength of the research matters as much as the direction of it. Most of what links these vegetables to lower cancer risk in real people comes from observational studies. That means researchers followed large groups over time and noticed that the people eating the most cruciferous vegetables tended to have lower rates of certain cancers. For example, a large review pooling 11 studies found that the highest intake of these vegetables was associated with about a 29% lower risk of bladder cancer. That is a meaningful signal. But observational studies show association, not proof. People who eat a lot of broccoli often do a lot of other healthy things too, and it is hard to fully separate the vegetable from the lifestyle around it. So I hold these findings with real interest and honest humility at the same time. Here is the part I feel strongly about. The excitement around sulforaphane has raced ahead of the food itself, and now you can buy sulforaphane and broccoli extract in pill form, marketed like a cancer shield. I would gently pump the brakes there. The strongest, most consistent evidence we have is tied to eating the vegetables, not to swallowing an isolated compound in a capsule. Whole foods give you fiber, a whole range of these protective compounds working together, and everything else the plant brings. A supplement gives you one thing, at a dose nobody has proven is safe or effective for prevention over the long haul. So my honest advice is food over pills every time. And because it is about the food, how you cook it genuinely matters. This surprises people. That enzyme that turns glucoraphanin into sulforaphane is fragile, and high heat destroys it. Boiling broccoli hard for several minutes can wipe out most of the sulforaphane you were hoping to get, so do not boil these vegetables to death. Instead, steam them lightly, just a few minutes until they are bright and still have a little bite. Another trick is to chop the vegetable first, and then let it rest for about 10 minutes before it hits the heat, which gives that enzyme time to do its work while the plant is still raw. And if you have already cooked them, sprinkling a little raw mustard seed powder on top can actually restore some of that activity, because mustard carries the same enzyme. Small moves, real difference. One quick, calm note if you take thyroid medication. Very large amounts of these vegetables eaten raw can interfere with iodine uptake. Cooking reduces that effect substantially, and for most people, normal amounts are not a concern. If this is you, just mention it to your care team. So where does that leave you? Cruciferous vegetables are not a cure and not a shield, and anyone who promises you that is selling something. But they are one of the better supported, genuinely nourishing choices you can make, and they are affordable, filling, and easy to work into your week. Aim for a couple of servings a day, keep them varied, cook them gently, and let them be one steady, reassuring part of how you take care of yourself. That is a good place to stand.